Hello everyone, this is Erik, the Asian movie enthusiast, and this is my review of The Cat, also known as The 1,000-Year Cat, a Hong Kong science fiction horror action hybrid from 1992 that stars Waise Lee. It was directed by Ngai Choi Lam, the same man who gave us The Seventh Curse, Her Vengeance, Peacock King, Erotic Ghost Story, Saga of the Phoenix, and of course, Riki-Oh, the story of Riki. So here we go. A novelist hires a dog assassin while investigating two alien-human hybrids led by a warrior alien house cat who steal artifacts in an attempt to stop a vicious killer blob with high-voltage slime tentacles that can transport itself inside human beings. Let me read that again for you, okay? We have a novelist who hires a dog assassin while investigating two alien-human hybrids led by a warrior alien house cat who steal artifacts in an attempt to stop a vicious killer blob with high-voltage slime tentacles that can transport itself inside human beings. If you haven't guessed yet, this movie's very entertaining. The opening 15 minutes are probably the slowest part of the film because it uses like a secondary character to help set things up. But the story is so ridiculous that it becomes oddly compelling. I mean, our main character hears these stories about this mysterious alien cat, and he begins to put the pieces together regarding its purpose. So at one point, he says to himself, while looking at a newsreel, he's like, I'm sure these museum burglaries are linked to that cat. So what does he do? He goes to a mansion and hires a dog that's an assassin. Because, of course, you're going up against a warrior alien house cat, so why not hire its, mortal enemy, a dog? There's a boatload of science fiction-based nonsense that they toss in at various points in this movie. One of the funniest moments is when someone decides to walk back to their home planet. Yes. And what about this murderous blob with slime tentacles? Well, I don't want to spoil the fun, but that thing has a lot of surprises in store for you. This movie is completely ridiculous, and it's charming at the same time. Because when these characters encounter these absurd events, they're really not that shocked, and they just take it in stride. They just take everything very seriously. There's no wink-winks at the audience or anything, and that dynamic is pretty fantastic, and it makes the movie even more hilarious to watch. The lead actress, Gloria Yip, plays one of the aliens who's in human form, and she runs around smiling and acting super cute, which makes the entire conflict seem even more ridiculous. Because she has a very important mission here, Better yet, the individual set pieces are very memorable. For example, this movie contributes the single greatest dog versus cat fight in motion picture history, and that's not an overstatement. And unlike some other Hong Kong movies, no animals were seemingly harmed in the making of this one, at all, which makes the dog versus cat fight even more awesome. Because you could tell they used, the real dog and the real cat for, basic stunts, whereas the more dangerous stuff utilized props, physical effects, and even some stop-motion animation. So, yeah, very fun scene. That's my favorite scene in the movie, but there are some other memorable moments as well. One highlight is the first big blob attack, which targets a handful of officers. Some of the death scenes in this movie are pretty outrageous. I don't want to explain too much for you. There's a shootout at a house that's pretty good, and it involves some memorable stunts where people were actually set on fire for our entertainment. And then the finale is just a really fun kind of blob-inspired extravaganza, I guess you could call it. But there's a lot of details I left out, so, just so you know. So this definitely is, it has a pronounced horror component, but it's more of a hybrid between multiple genres of film. And quite frankly, it's not that scary at all. It's more funny and entertaining than scary. So think of, the American Blob movies, but infused with the crazy Hong Kong sensibilities of the early 1990s. I strongly recommend this, especially if you want a fun, cheesy, sci-fi horror film. It's actually my second favorite Ngai Choi Lam movie, right behind Riki-Oh. In fact, it competes. Well, it's my second favorite, I'll say that. So The Cat is currently streaming on Daily Motion. You could find it there. But it also got a tricked out Blu-ray release from 88 Films, which I'm very happy about. I never thought we would get this movie on Blu-ray, and we do have it. So I recommend this one. What do you guys think? Was it too cheesy for you, or did you enjoy it as much as I did? And as always, folks, I'll see you next time.